Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So tonight we're going to talk about something I am of two minds of. Something I'm kind of conflicted on in a way, but not really. It's why I haven't done a video on it, because there are multiple parts to this, yet it's been boiled down in the media to one thing. Make sure you watch this video till the end, because we're going to talk about the Stone case. Roger Stone. Okay, so let me tell you how federal sentencing is supposed to work. There's a chart. There's points. That's really how it works. There's a point system. And those sentencing guidelines put out by the United States Sentencing Commission, you add up the number of points, you go over to the person's criminal history, and that gives you a guideline range in months. That's what prosecutors recommend. That's what judges sentence to, almost always. Going outside of that is very, very rare. Okay? That is how it is supposed to work under the current system. Roger Stone's guidelines, because of enhancements, put him at roughly 7 to 9 years. I do not believe that nonviolent offenders should be subjected to lengthy periods of incarceration. That doesn't change just because I think the guy's a goon. His political stance has nothing to do with that. I believe that 9 years for lying to Congress and telling other people to lie to Congress is unjust. It's unfair. In a perfect world, I don't even think without the enhancements, the guidelines for him without the enhancements, he'd be looking at like 3 years. In a perfect world, I think that's too much. But we're not living in a perfect world, and at least that would seem kind of just. Not really to me, but at least it makes sense. 7 to 9 years seems excessive. Now, the other side to this is that the administration attempted to meddle in it. That's wrong. I've had some people tell me it's illegal. I don't know that it is. It's definitely unethical. But here's my real issue, and this is what I think we should be talking about more so than Stone himself. In the president's tweet, he said that this was unfair. He's right. It is. 9 years for that is unfair. Think about everything that's happened to you and changed in your life since 2011. That's how long he'd be gone. That seems a bit excessive. And the president realizes it's unfair. But rather than using the power of his administration to attempt to change the guidelines, he just wants to intervene for his buddy. That, to me, is more criminal than what Stone did. In my eyes, that is more of a wrongdoing. Because it's an admission that this is happening to other people, but we're not going to do anything to fix it. And it creates two sets of laws. Those laws for people who are politically connected and those for everyone else. If you look at the federal sentencing guidelines, you will see decades-long sentences for nonviolent, victimless crimes. It's unjust. It is unjust. You know there is a problem when somebody who is caught with a certain substance, pick it, who harmed no one, gets a longer sentence than someone who committed the worst kind of violent crime. The sentencing guidelines need to be amended. And that's what this should show. That's what we should use this to highlight. Yeah, you can talk about the corruption in the administration. That's fair game. But I don't think it's right to cheerlead for a 9-year sentence for a nonviolent crime simply because his politics are garbage. Anyway, there's multiple issues at play here, and I think we need to address them all instead of trying to just boil it down to something we can get behind. Because this can be used to highlight a lot and hopefully fix a lot. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good night.